Well, it doesn't look very interesting, this, but it sounds strange. What I'm doing is I'm just checking out some G-code to see whether it looks as though it's going to work. Everything looks fine. Correct rotation of the spindle. I had to swap the wires U and V around, which when I was looking at them upside down, I thought they were N and A. And I had to phone Tormach. It was only when I put a light in underneath the ATC that I realised that what was wrong there. Swap the wires over, everything's fine. This is the cut at the moment. It's just depthing. It's going down in stages basically with the parting tool, more or less, a profiling tool. You can see it here, and I think any veteran motorcyclists out there might recognise this. It's a Triumph motorcycle hub, around about 1910, 1911. I'm just seeing what these are like to make. It's quite an interesting little project. It seems to be going okay. I'm just going to leave it running until it gets close to the other end. It's getting close to the chuck. I had a few warnings on the status board when I first started, one of which was the I think it's the G30 command that tells it to go to a prefixed destination in Z prior to starting and at the finish. I just had to take that line out of the program. It would not work. It kept telling me that it was going outside the Z travel when it wasn't, and I referenced it a few times. I've had this before with programs from AutoCAD, well not AutoCAD, Fusion 360. They seem to put that error up. I really do need to put the latest version of PathPilot in, and also, you know, just double check that this works okay, but it's going okay. Okay, I'm setting up for a trial run of a program for a Triumph motorcycle hub, a veteran motorcycle hub. I realise of course that the overhang and the amount of clearance I needed from the chuck is going to be too much to do without any kind of tailstock. I haven't had time to. I was going to adapt one of these Sieg tailstocks, but I haven't had time to do so, so this is the next best alternative. It's just one of my tooling blocks with a centre in the tool holder clamped to the bed of the lathe. It seems fine. I've run a clock on there and it's within a couple of thou, which is fine for the sort of job it is. It's the boring out and the keeping it concentric when it's bored. That's the most important thing, but to do that I'll probably make a mandrel to hold it on once I've rough bored it out, but I'll see how it goes anyway. This is more or less a trial of testing my plunging program, plunge cuts all the way and finish cuts all in one go, and I'll see what happens. I mean, it might not work, which wouldn't surprise me. However, I'm going to give it a good shot and we'll see how we get on from once I get the program set. Well, here we are cutting some steel for a Triumph hub. This is the test run of my program. Initially I got horrendous chatter, couldn't seem to solve it, but then I checked the y-axis and found that I was probably over centre, so I moved it back and tried again, and you can hear now the result. It's much less prone to chatter, and it's cutting it really quite well. In the larger diameters it's not so good, but you know, you've got to take into account the power of the machine. It's not that powerful, but it'll do this. This is 2.5 inch diameter strop, mild steel, and it's good. You know, I'm quite happy. The cuttings that are coming off look right. It sounds right. It's really nice. You know, it's taken a long time to get there, but my gang tooling setup, I'll have to play with it a bit more and try some other bits and pieces with it, but I was quite pleased with that too. So here we are on the final run to the profiling of the Triumph hub. I can't see a great deal there. It's pretty difficult to get light in the back of here. Because I've got the compressor plugged in and I haven't got my floodlight at the back of the mill, but I think you can get the idea there. It's coming out really. I'm quite pleased with it. it's doing 2 finished passes around, taking the very light cuts off. You can see here very fine cut, and it's really done well. I had a lot of problems with chatter initially, which I kind of cured. I had a few dig-ins here and there. Again, probably caused through chatter and not having the right speed selected, but it's really gone well. I'm quite pleased with it. It's for a first attempt, I think it's very good. I'll have to check its dimensionally, because obviously I've had things shifted on me a few times. You can see in the chuck there, there's some, maybe you can't see, but one stage where the chuck actually slipped on the work. I don't know how that happened. A couple of times with vibration from the chatter, the collet draw tube backed off. Fortunately, my homemade centre, which is what's making the noise now, it's not a rotating centre. I made it from carbide, an old carbide cutter, and it's just in that ER25 or ER20 TPF holder, which is, I actually used one of the risers that I made. I just clamped it to this. I use this as an angle plate. It's actually a 5C collet fixture. It comes in handy now and again as a square, and I've just literally clamped these in, got everything running nice and smooth on centre, clamp this, push this into the centre hole, clamp it up, and this is actually, I can actually put some pressure on the centre with this bolt just by nipping it up. It's worked too, so I'm quite happy with the way things have gone, and it's almost finished now, so really it's looking good. And you can see the gang tooling is massive. In fact, it's so big you can't even see the cutting tool. It's a very small cutting tool, just 2mm parting tool, or 2mm grooving tool. It's just got a square shouldered, square-ended bit in it. All of this profiling's been done on that. So obviously, it's just a trial run, but if it's good enough, it's going to be in the bag. It's going to be a user. So it's looking good. There we go. It's just coming now for the final pass on. It's doing the other half of the central put out.